Hello, and welcome to Piano Tech Radio Hour, the weekly bridge to the future of the piano tech community. I'm David Anderson.
And I'm Ethan Janney. And we're here to ask great questions, and then we'll shut up and listen to some of the authorities, experts, and most outstanding personalities in our little world of pianos.
So, put on your best set of headphones, and let's get started.
Awesome. All right. Actually, you're welcome to play. You're welcome to play as everybody's coming in if you want. I don't care.
I set up in front of the piano because I thought it's going to be a conversation where we can...
You can, man. We can talk about all kinds of stuff. Do you want to teach something? I'm sure it'll be fun, man.
No, I don't want to teach anything.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad to be here with the piano because it's a piano meeting, and
yes.
I thought,
last time
another piano players who are with the piano as well. So
yeah.
I had a piano conversation with the great master Chick Corea before he passed away.
You did? Yes. Excellent.
Yes, wow. Because he called me last September and he said, "Hey, Chano, you have to be in my academy with me, talking about piano, about life, about everything." And wow. I say, "Okay, Chick." And we did it. It was really a pleasant conversation, a really nice, interesting sharing our point of view about the scales or chords or way to play.
Can you chat about that after we let people in for a second? Is that something you want to share?
Yes.
Okay.
And you can go to my page
website
on Facebook.
Okay.
And you can watch it.
Okay.
Because, it's on my page.
Cool. Well, let me let people in so they don't miss this. We're going to have people enter. All right. Welcome, everyone. Very good to see you. Wonderful to have you yet again. A little bit of mixing it up. I'll keep letting people join the room here as we get settled, and then we'll get started in a minute. But yeah, today we're actually a piano player who we've actually had before. And I thought it'd be interesting to invite him again, and I'll give an introduction to him in a minute after a few people get finished entering the room here. Let's see here. See what we got. Okay, cool. All right, so I think we might as well get going. We got a good amount of people here. So out on Facebook, YouTube, and here in the Zoom chat, welcome to Piano Tech Radio Hour. We're being brought to you by Piano Technicians Masterclasses, a resource for cutting-edge instruction from piano industry masters without leaving your home. You can find out more at www.pianotechniciansmasterclass.com. And I'll say briefly here, although it probably deserves a lengthy time. Unfortunately, my co-host David Anderson, he passed away over this past week. A lot of difficulties going on there, some sudden changes in his health. And I hope to kind of follow up in the next few weeks, and maybe we can do something special to help remember David. I know that, when my father passed back in November, I was by his bedside, and when at the moment he passed, I walked away from it and I went outside. It was a beautiful day, and I had this feeling that people talk about having. I hadn't really necessarily had it before, that he was with me wherever I go. And that made me feel a lot better. It was almost easier to feel him present with me at that moment. And I feel that way about David as well. I feel like he's integrated in me, and I feel stronger having him be a part of me and be present. And I hope you all feel that way too. He's with us in our hearts, and we all have a lot of really fond memories of him and the advice that he shared and the support that he gave us. So just wanted to say a little bit upfront about that. You can reach out to me if you need information, and I'll try to pass it along. Things are moving fast right now, so things are slow to update, but either way, we'll be in touch about this. But today, let's talk about our guest, Chano Dominguez. He is a incredible Spanish piano player, and typically what he does is he integrates flamenco, right? Flamenco and jazz, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and does an incredible job of that. I've tuned his piano when we were neighbors in New York City.
Yeah, I was lucky to have you.
Yeah, and we did a concert online very early in the pandemic, and he was very generous to participate in that. That was more associated with my piano tuning business, Floating Piano Factory, but that was really cool. We did a cross the ocean improvisation, right, between you and
Hadar Neuberg.
And Hadar Neuberg, the excellent jazz flautist. So anyways, he's coming back with us today, and he actually, last time we had him, I think all he had was a digital piano, maybe even less in that spot. So today he's actually at a piano, so we could take advantage of that. And I think what we'll do is we'll just play it by ear. If people have questions for him or me, last time we talked about just sort of the relationship between the piano technician and the piano player. We talked a little bit about, recording and the type of sounds that he likes to get out of the piano. And I'm trying to think if we played some of his recordings of his music, and that was very interesting. So there's a lot of things that we can talk about now, and having him here. And then can I can I go ahead and announce what we just agreed to like 5 minutes ago, or should I wait on that? Yeah. So I'm for the convention coming up in September, I'm going to be integrating much more than just piano technicians. We're going to get piano players involved. We're going to get piano teachers involved. We're going to get the wider industry brands involved, and it's going to be a lot bigger type of event where everybody can sort of integrate and network. And we're going to have Chano back for that, and he's going to do something special, probably in the realm of helping people learn about how he makes such beautiful music. But just before we were joining, and I think the people on Facebook and YouTube caught a little bit of this, but you guys didn't in the Zoom. So we were talking about Chick Corea, right?
Yes.
And
Great master Chick Corea.
Yeah, share with everyone what you were sharing with me. He contacted you sometime within the past year or so, and
basically, Chick and I get closer like 13 years ago, when we were playing in North Sea Jazz Festival, and we see each other in the lobby of the hotel, and Chick came to me saying, "You are Chano Dominguez," and he said, "I can't believe that you know who I am." So we became really close friends since that moment. And always we were sharing some music, and we was talking, and he told me, "Hey, we have to play someday together." And finally, the last September, Chick called me and said, "Yes, Chano, I want to invite you to my academy online to have a piano conversation." So I say, "Whoa, what a privilege, what an honor that Chick wants to me having this conversation together." So of course I say yes, right now, let's do it right now. And we met in September. We did this really nice conversation. It's about life, and about how we feel the music, and how we approach to the scales or the chords or the rhythm that we love to play on. Um, for me, it was really interesting moment in my life. No, I didn't expecting to have this kind of of conversation with Chick Corea online, and he was really so generous, so kind, and this so humble, and it's incredible how a big master could be a really nice person and make you feel like you are at home with him. It was a really special moment to me.
That's great. Your Facebook page, they might be able to see that or something. Is that correct?
Yes, if you go to my official page on Facebook, you can you scroll a little bit and you're gonna find this conversation. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. I think I found your official Facebook page. So let me share that in the chat here in case people want to go check that out.
That's cool.
Yeah. Chano Dominguez official. That sounds like the name of your official page.
Yeah. It should be.
Cool. And at the top it says, ¿Quién dijo miedo?
Oh, yes.
¿Quién dijo miedo?
Yeah. It's like a no fear.
Who says fear? No fear. Who has fear? Excellent. I didn't know that was like your vibe. That's awesome. Yeah, good. So I agree. Who has fear? What's the deal?
Yeah.
Why be afraid of anything?
Especially in music, music, everything could work. It depends the way that you go for it. For instance, who say that this chord is not a great chord? I don't know even what is that. That I feel it has something. Everything can work. It depends the way that you go over.
Agreed. I have to memorize that one. That's a good one. Anybody here? I'm curious among our audience here. Anybody remember having actually tuned a piano and Chano was playing the concert or something like that? I wonder if there's actually any sort of alignments here. Might not be, but if you have, speak up. And we probably won't be able to give you have any direct interaction about the very specific tuning that was done because we can't remember those things, but could be interesting.
Did he play Toronto? Did he play Toronto?
Have you played Toronto in Canada, Sebastian? Chano?
No, I have been playing several times in Montreal Jazz Festival, but never in Toronto. But I
Montreal.
Let me know something. Just 2 days ago, I recorded a concert that's gonna be streaming on the Sunset Festival in Canada, and I think this is close to Toronto, right?
Yeah.
So I will be in that festival this year, playing online, because I'm doing a job here in the music university, with the musicians who are ending the career, and I make an ensemble with young musicians, but young musicians who plays really great, and I put together a band, and with this band we're gonna make some concerts this summer, and one of them is this concert that we already make for the Sunset Festival in Canada. So, and I love to play in Montreal. I have played in Montreal I think 4 times with my band and with Wynton Marsalis and the Jazz at Lincoln Center Orchestra, and I remember having really great time playing. It's like a big party in Montreal. This festival is incredible. I love it.
And are you, by the way, I know, of course, you weren't doing any touring or traveling during the pandemic. Are there things now in the works where you are going to be traveling soon? I forget whether you like traveling or you don't. I know it could be stressful. Do you like traveling to do concerts and things like that?
With the years, I hate traveling. At the beginning, I was glad to have concert and traveling. Today, I'm glad to having concert, but not traveling. I hate traveling. I hate airports. I hate the security points. I hate of this measures security. I hate that. But what can you do? If you want to play, you have to go through.
Well, I will say this hesitantly, and maybe if there's enough sort of financial support for it. If you want to bring Chano Dominguez to your location, feel free to reach out to him or me, and we'll try to set it up for him to play a concert. He also does master classes for like university students and things like that. And if it's worth it, he'll probably do it. The other thing is too, we've talked about this. If anybody wants to set up like a virtual masterclass for your university or something like that, again, probably have to be some funding for it, but just enough to make it worth it for Chano. Feel free to reach out to me, and we'll try to set something up. It could be cool. That's a lot easier than going through the airports and security. And the audio for something like that would be better than what we will have today. Today, we're just kind of using Zoom and things like that. But of course, I know how to set it up correctly as necessary. So tell us about your piano there, Sebastian. I mean, I keep saying Sebastian because that's your name on your Zoom. I'm going to change it. I'm going to change your name because that's confusing me.
Sebastian, anybody call me Sebastian. Just my teacher when I was in high school.
I changed your name so that it doesn't mess with my head. Yeah, what kind of piano do you have?
Well, I have an European piano. It's a Grotrian Steinway, and I'm more or less happy with him. Is this
the same one that you had in New York? Did you have it shipped there, or is this a second one?
Yes. Okay. No, it's the same that you're tuning in New York. So you know the piano.
Yeah.
I'm here. I have a very good piano technician. He's coming from Steinway, and he's the guy is Joaquin Salamanca, his name. And this guy is really amazing guy who tried the piano with really super good. And cool. The piano is, I think the piano is in good shape. I love the harmonic wood. I don't know how to say in English. La tapa harmonic.
Say the first word. What kind of harmonica? The capa?
La tapa.
Soundboard.
Thank you. Oh, my terrible English.
Aquí un amigo chileno para ayudarle en español.
Oh, perfecto. Muy bien. Muchísimas gracias. But the soundboard, I love the soundboard of this piano because when you play louder and louder. Piano is responding. It's like a more sound and more sound. It's a great piano. I think it's a great piano. It's a 2.8 meter. So it's not the biggest one. It's like a Steinway B or something like that. But
2.8 meters in feet. I know it's at least 6 feet and longer, right? Oh, it's actually that's 5. Oh, you said 2.8 meters?
Yeah.
2.8 meters. Well, that says 9.1 feet in my calculation. So that wouldn't be a small.
No. I'm wrong. It's 2.08.
2.08.
08.
Okay,
Sorry.
so it's like 6 foot.
Exactly.
Well, it's almost 7 foot though. It's over 6.5 feet long.
Exactly.
Cool.
No, it's more than enough. I just did 3 recordings with this piano. I make a new CD in with my trio, with my Spanish trio, and I made it with that piano. Then I produced another record with a young Spanish musician. It was a quartet. And I used the same piano. And the last one I just recording with a mandolin player from Brazil called Hamilton de Holanda. I don't know if you know him, but he is a really, really virtuous player, mandolin player. He's incredible composer. He's like a really, really great musician from Brazil. And we made a beautiful record in trio with Ruben Dantas on percussion. Ruben Dantas is a percussionist of Paco de Lucia Sextet for more than 30 years. And he put the cajon into the flamenco music, was the first guy who brought the cajon to the flamenco music with Paco de Lucia. So it's like a legend alive here in Spain, Ruben Dantas. So we made a beautiful record together, and with some guests like Silvia Perez Cruz, which is a singer from Catalonia, really, really nice singer. And I have to say, we have the bass player of and the leader of the Snarky Puppy on bass on 3 tunes. So was
the leader of what? I didn't catch the name.
Snarky Puppy.
Snarky Puppy. Yeah. They've become quite popular over the past several years.
Because Michael is living close to me here in Barcelona.
Oh, okay.
So and he's very good friend of Hamilton de Holanda. So we met and we decided to make something together. And he was playing bass in 3 tunes in that record. So I made 3 records this year with this piano, and I'm very, very happy with the sound and everything. Yes.
Cool. So so right now you've told me you're zooming in from Barcelona, Spain, right?
Yes.
And this is your home in the area. It's a little bit in the countryside. You said north of Barcelona, right?
Yes, I am exactly between Barcelona and Girona, in a natural park. It's a beautiful place, really quiet, where I have my studio in the basement. But it's not a basement because, as you can see, there is a natural light
right
around. Yeah.
So tell us about the studio there. Is that something that was you custom built? Was it there when you moved there? Like, what's going on with the studio? It looks pretty cool.
I have to tell you the history of the house, because I bought this house 20 years ago. And then after living here for 7 years, I decided to build the studio recording. And I made it. I made a beautiful studio recording. And I have all the things, and then I decided to move it to the United States, and then I selling all the device, all the gear. I sell everything, and I move it to the States. But the house stay here, and all the facilities stay here. So when I decide to come back to my house, now I am enjoying again my house with my studio recording and my new piano, my new gears. I'm making records. I'm teaching in Barcelona in the university. I am having my life again in Spain because of the pandemic.
Right.
I was very happy in New York, living in New York.
Yeah,
it was
fun.
I miss the energy of New York. I miss the energy, the musical energy that I felt in New York. This is the point that I miss New York.
Agreed.
But I am happy here in my house, because I reconnect with a lot of people in Spain and in Europe. So I am doing well. I don't claim.
How so with that studio, I was just curious. Well, by the way, let me just say this to the folks that are participating and watching. If you have something interesting you want to cover, like we could ask Chano things about music. If you have a question about jazz or chords or improvisation, things like that, we could move the discussion toward again, communication with piano technicians, his experience with piano technicians and things like that. So go ahead and feel free and add comments or questions if you want to direct the conversation in a different way. I was just curious, and maybe you don't even remember. You said it was like, a while ago when you got that recording studio built. What was that like? I mean, did you have an expert in building recording studios? Did you sort of plan it out yourself? That sounds overwhelming to me. I'm just trying to like make a podcast closet, and I can't even
I have to go back to the 70s when I started with my rock band, playing keyboards, and in that point I was really interested in recording. So we were recording with a tape cassette, this kind of thing. Then I bought my first ribbon machine, and I started to recording, and I had my first studio recording in Cadiz, in my hometown, back in the 80s. I had a studio recording for almost 10 years, and then I moved to another city close to Cadiz, and I had another studio recording. I love playing keyboard as well. So the keyboard take me to the sound, and to how the sound is working, and then I started to learn how to record it, what kind of microphone I like.
Right, you have some knowledge about piano, like recording equipment and just, your own like philosophies and things like that. Yeah, I'm remembering that. That's cool. Yeah, go ahead. I just wanted to make that comment.
No. Talking about the techniques that I like for piano. For instance, now I have here set up. I can show you. I have set up here my microphone for recording piano, and that setup is like a 4 microphone. 2 of them are like a ribbon microphone, and the other are a condenser microphone. That microphone, the black microphone, it's called the call. That a ribbon microphone is like a really, really warm sound. It's super warm sound. And then you have the Schoeps condenser microphone. Can you see the Schoeps?
Yep, we can see them all. And are you saying Shore or what? What?
Schoeps.
Schweppes?
Schoeps.
Okay.
Sorry, my accent.
That's fine.
So I used to record with.
How do you spell that? How do you spell that? What you just said?
It's SHOUPS.
And that's the brand name.
OEPS.
And that's the brand name?
Yeah, this is the brand. It's
okay.
Super. This is for me the best microphone to record the piano, or at least the piano the kind of piano that I love to when I heard piano recorded. But cool. For me, this combination is super cool because ribbon microphones give you the warm sound, give you the really a low end, a very, very, very big low end, and a smooth middle, and the Schoeps, the condenser, small diaphragm condenser, gives you this precision of the high part of the piano, and it's super, super clear and super precise. So if you combine very well both of them, you get a really, really nice sound. Of course, you have to check in the phase in the recording, because you are using four microphones. So you have to be really careful with the phase. But then for me it's wonderful. I feel super happy with the sound that I got with these microphones.
And then Piotr Zielinski asks you, the ribbon microphone, is that Royer? What's the brand of that?
No, it's Col. It's the Cols. It's
spell that one.
It's inspired COLL. Col.
Okay. Got it.
That ribbon microphone are inspired in the old RCA microphones you know, these big
Mm-hmm.
square microphones
Mm-hmm.
back in the 40s, 60s, that used to be in a lot of jazz recording. Or so that microphone is that kind of sound. It's super warm, super warm. For me, it's the best ribbon, or one of the best ribbon microphones. And it's not too expensive. So you can have a match part for $2,500 or something like that, I think. And this if you record it with that, you get sure that you have a good recording. And then I recommended to have like a NIF preamp or solid state. I love more preamp, NIF preamp or API preamp for the microphones. And this is a very good combination. This is a super good combination.
Cool. And when it comes down to it, and then we had a question I'll get to from the audience.
Okay.
So you record on all those microphones. You make sure that there's not a weird phasing between them in some way. By I guess just you kind of listen to a recording of it and make sure. Is that how you find out?
Well, you can see on the screen in Pro Tools.
It goes like you see it going up and down in terms of volume.
Exactly. So the technician who is working with me always is approaching the wave and to put in the right place to make sure it's not sounding before or after one or to another. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
so then you record on all of these different microphones, and it looks like you have one in the left channel and one in the right channel for the front of the piano and the back of the piano. Exactly. And then it's just a matter of listening to them and mixing them together, right? Because you want to get a little bit of each sound.
Yeah. Another thing that is important is that the microphone, they are in the same level. So if you put the ribbon like this, then behind you put the condenser like this in the same level. You don't put the condenser in another, because then the sound is taking more longer to go through this microphone, and you're gonna have more phase.
Okay. Yeah, you'll have like a slight delay, right? Yeah. Fascinating. And in terms of mixing them together, and this will probably, I mean, we could nerd out about this. I want to get to the next question though. In terms of mixing them together, is there something like, do you put the ribbon microphones louder and, you know, the condenser mics louder, or is it just sort of depends on the situation?
You know, I used to put almost the same amount of the 4 microphones. Perhaps a little bit more the ribbon microphone, because if you want to get this big sound of the piano, like a low ending, you need to use the ribbon microphone a little bit more, because the shapes are pretty clear, but it doesn't have this ending, low ending, as the ribbon has.
Cool. I'm going to ask this next question. We can come back to this as necessary, but somebody asked, had you ever used Disclavier or some kind of automated recording of the actual keyboard mechanisms? Have you ever played with any of the, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, of course.
Have you ever played with those, like Disclavier or the similar?
Yes, I started playing. In fact, I arrived to the piano really late, because I started to playing organ and synthesizer, Fender Rose.
By the way, synthesizer in Spanish is one of my favorite words. Go ahead and say synthesizer in Spanish.
Sintetizador.
Sintetizador. I love that word. All right. Anyways, go on. So you started playing organ and synthesizer.
Yeah. So for me, I feel comfortable playing keyboards. I love playing keyboard. In fact, I am surrender of keyboard here in my house. I got organ, I got Burleser, I got vocoder, I got analog synthesizer. So and I don't use that on my records because all my records or almost all my records are like acoustic music, and I just play the piano. But there is some record where I go to the keyboards and I play keyboard, and I love it. I love to play keyboard. Was the first contact with the music that I had after the guitar.
The question, I want to make sure we're getting to it. We're asking a little bit more about the like mechanical systems that you install in the piano itself that like automate it, or do you haven't used them?
No. You know, there is a Yamaha has a model that you can play like with MIDI and you can or this the control, and now it's time we have this system Stereo that you can record it and you can change things that you recorded in. That's incredible. But no, I don't used to combine. If I go to if I want to play some electric, I go to the electric piano, electric piano or synthesizer. I think piano is too delicate to force to play more than he's doing. He's already doing a lot of things, so I think it's enough for the piano. I don't use the piano. Yes.
Right.
Well, sometimes I play the piano with some sticks and I record something, or I put something on the piano, chain, or you know, to make this kind of strange sounds or different sounds on the piano. But I don't use the piano as a keyboard that controls another kind of sound.
Right.
No, I don't think that is necessary with a great piano.
Right. Going back to the recording, Clark Renard asked, which capsule on the Schweppes, for example, MK21 or MK4, do you know what capsule you use?
Let me watch it. Let me watch it.
Yeah, I love we have some recording nerds in here because I do not know this terminology, but it's fun to get it. I don't know about the rest of folks on the call, but that's a common question I get from
MK4.
MK4?
MK4.
Nice.
This is like a cardioid pattern. It's a cardioid pattern. No,
cool.
It's not omnidirectional. It's cardioid.
And then what is this John Crook? He said the Coles 4038. Is that what you use?
Yeah. Exactly. That's it.
Got it. So I want to move on a little bit to, because I know you've given master classes and things like this before. What do you tend to talk about when you meet up with piano students, and do they have questions? Do they play and you like review what they're playing and give them feedback? Do you play? Or like, how do you go about engaging?
Well, it depends the necessity of the students, because it's very different when you go to a master class. Sometimes you get a certain kind of questions and you focus on that. But could be that the musicians who are in the class wanted to ask about another kind of question completely different. So I don't have like something straight that I say when I go to a master class. It depends the level of the student.
Right.
I have like a certain point that I always talk about, and I talk because musicians who come to my master class, they normally are interested to know how I mix these two worlds, the flamenco world with the jazz language. So I spend some time talking about Bulería rhythm, Tanguillo rhythm, Soleá, to talking about the rhythm that I love to play with. and then I demonstrate something, and I play some standard in the key of this kind of rhythm, and then I share it with the musician if they want to play something with me, and we play together, and we figure out how I feel the bulería, and they can feel it as I feel it. You know, it depends. But always is super interesting, and I always have a really, really nice time when I do masterclass. It's something that I love it, because even myself, I'm learning.
So can we talk about this if I ask you some questions about these styles and stuff? So you mentioned, I think, like at least 3 different types of rhythms, right?
Yeah.
And are those traditional flamenco rhythms?
Yes.
That's what you're talking about. So what's an example of one of those, and how do you define it? Do you define it by clapping, or do you define it by like a particular chord pattern? Like
I can define in many different ways.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I can put in a paper, and you can see how I divide the because for instance, the bulería rhythm in flamenco. Bulería rhythm is a complex rhythm. It's not a simple rhythm, because they have like 2 bars of 3/4 and 3 bars of 2/4, and this is the accent that the bulería has. Is a dum dum dum, and I can do it with the clapping. Dum, dum. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
Got it.
And then,
of course, Zoom made it hard to hear your claps, but I think I got it. So you said 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
And then I can demonstrate with some, even with some standard. I can play, for instance, I love to play Monk, man. I love Monk.
Yeah.
I can play. You know that?
Yeah, you mean it. Well, you mean it.
Well, exactly. Well, you mean it. So if I think in bulería, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. I can say 4/4. That's it.
Awesome. Thank you.
No,
yeah.
My pleasure, my friend.
Luckily, the Zoom is catching the rhythms, and it sounds good. So that was a Monk piece, right? And you used the bulería, and then you played a swing after that.
Yeah, the bridge I play in swing, because you know, the way that I mix the bulería with the swing is that it's like you have if you are playing 4/4, then if you change to bulería, you have to put 2, 3, 4 inside the 1/4/4.
Okay.
Let me explain you. Let me show you.
Yeah.
You are playing like a 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. You see? You are playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you are. It's just to change the accent.
Got it. That's awesome. So what's another and these are all classified as flamenco, or are they just Spanish rhythms, or the ones that you
they're
use?
flamenco. They are pure flamenco rhythm.
So what's another example?
Bulería. We use bulerias for parties, for marriage, for someone is a child is born. Bulería is for happiness, for something really, really, really wonderful. And then we have, for instance, soleá, that is the same rhythm. It's the same rhythm, but really slowly. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And that brings you another kind of possibilities. I mean, you play sound of the soleá in flamenco is something like that. It's the same rhythm. I am playing the same rhythm that Juilliard, but really slowly. So that gives you another dimension of the time. Well, what I can say, I love to play in that kind of rhythm. It's the rhythm of my culture. I grew up listening this kind of music, and for me, it's something that I don't have to think. There is 2 bar of 3/4 and 3 bar of 2/4. It's just I feel it and I play it.
Right. And it's slow, but it's actually, I was thinking maybe you're going to play like a ballad, but it has a very meaty quality to it. Like it's not just sort of
exactly
floating.
It could be like a ballad, but at some point soleá is gonna break your heart, because soleá is a rhythm and it's a style for when somebody pass away, or for something sad, or your love left you, this kind of thing. So soleá is something really deep in your heart, and the flamenco singer, when they sing soleá, it's like wow, it's the last thing that he's gonna do in his life. No, the flamenco singer are singing soleá in that way.
Cool. Yeah. How about, can we have one more example of a rhythm? You said that, I think you gave a third.
We can have for instance, a rhythm more like a more simple rhythm, because we have tangos as well, and we have tangos. Tangos is this kind of rhythm. This is like a tango. This is 4/4. This is 4/4. It's another kind of feeling,
Nice. Well, we got to connect you. So we have I don't know if he's on the call today. Let me see if I can see so we have a technician. His name's Steve Brady. He lives in Seattle. And actually, I think it was just last week we had him as a guest, but he loves tango. Now, I think he's more into the Argentine style of tango, which is probably a bit different.
Different. But there has to be something in common as well.
Right. Yeah. Right. But he's now he's playing piano in a tango band. So gotta get him a little insights from this. Very cool. Well, that's really fun stuff to check out. Now beyond these kind of the rhythm is a very simple thing, and we talked about that a little bit. And we on these calls, I know that I don't know individually who they are, but I know we have everybody from they're a beginner piano player, but they tune really well, to somebody who's, you know, actually like a really awesome, experienced jazz, classical, whatever piano player. Anything that you found is really interesting to communicate with more beginner piano players, about the style of music, or how you play, or how you improvise, or chord structures, or anything like that?
Well, you know, my advice, you get fun when you go to the piano. You try to get fun. You try to do in your own. You try to figure out something that makes you feel cool. You know, for me, in Spanish we say voy a tocar el piano. I go to touch the piano. But in English, on French, on Italian, you gonna jouer to play. It's like you are you have a game here. So please be sure that you enjoy playing. Even if you are a beginner, you can enjoy playing really simple things. You can enjoy just playing a note in your background, and here play. It's really simple, but you can get fun with really simple things. Music is so big, it's so could be so deep that you can have fun without just a little, just with one thing that you know. And for instance, you know, I know the pentatonic scale. Okay, I know this pentatonic scale. Okay, so you can get fun with this. And you know, I'm like a figure out chords. And figure out how to get fun with the music, and you're gonna learn more and more, and you don't have fear to go to any place in the keyboard, because this is wonderful, and we can find many different diamond melodies and things over this fantastic instrument, this fantastic tool. I love it. And I hate it as well, but I love it.
Well, that was going to be one of my next questions. I mean, going back to reiterate what you said, it's probably why you like Thelonious Monk, and I like Thelonious Monk as well. It's because you listen to his music, and again, like you said, he could be playing two notes, right? But he's, number one, it's really interesting and fun. And number two, for some reason, he's only playing two notes, but you know it's Thelonious Monk, because he's like, and it's a piano. It's so hard to imagine, like, it's not a violin, it's not a trumpet, it's not a guitar where you can like change the intonation. When people can have a voice on the piano, it's fascinating that that's possible, you know.
It is. And you see, you know, I discovered that many years ago when I was a student here in Spain, and I came to the jam session, and many piano players were over the piano and play one song, and the piano is sounding completely different, each piano player, and it's the same piano, but it depends that you wait, that you're feeling, your way of breathing, everything is something that then goes over the piano. So you never repeat the same sound, and this is something fascinating, because it's true what you say, that the piano is not an instrument where you can change or bending or vibrato or something that you can recognize. Oh, this guy who would do this kind of thing. And Monk, of course, Monk is a master musician, and he put all his personality into the music, and it doesn't matter the tune that he wrote it. He's really unique. I'm learning now a song from Thelonious Monk called Bobo's Birthday.
Okay, Bobo's Birthday.
Do you know that song?
I don't know. I probably heard it, but I don't know what it sounds like.
Man. It's incredible. He's playing. If you analyze the song, in the second chord there is like a false note. What he says in the harmony and what he plays, but the sound is incredible. And it's incredible, Monk. And you can recognize directly. You don't know the song, but if I play that, directly you say that is Monk, right?
Yeah,
it's incredible. Yeah, it's like you put your own way of thinking and your personality into the music, and this make the difference between artisan and artist, I think.
yeah.
Not you.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. There's a couple questions here. We got about 5 minutes left, so we'll just pick one or two here. I know the answer to this because we talked about it last time, but I'm curious to touch upon it again. Bruce Gibson asks, have you ever had to personally do some service to a piano right before a concert or during a concert?
Repeat the question, please. I didn't get it.
Have you ever had a situation where you had to like be the piano technician and do something to the piano like during or before a concert?
I tell you, I have my own. I don't know where is it. I lost it. Well, I have my own key for tuning piano.
A tuning hammer, yeah.
That I don't used to do that when I go on touring. I just have my key because here at home sometimes I know this a little bit out, and I learned how to do it now, and I do, but no. Well, I recommend to have a good technician with you. You know, the thing that I sometimes do is that it's like a tricky thing. Sometimes you know that you go to a concert and you have a great piano, but this piano is like a too the hammers are too like a
bright,
wow.
strong, yeah,
strong. So it's sounding really packed, really wow, really high. If you don't want that sound, what I do, I press the pedal, the soft pedal, and I put a car or two car inside the piano in the left side. You see here,
right?
So then when you liberate the pedal, that go a little bit, but not in the same place that it used to be. So the sounds change completely.
Right.
And sometimes I did that in some piano that is like a wow. I can't imagine that this piano is too bright.
Right.
Well, this is the tricky thing I do.
right. We're all like, oh, I hope I would find out about that if I was the piano technician, or if you take it out when you're done or something. Yeah, but probably chances are, if the sound was off, that the piano technician wasn't paying enough attention to it, anyways. But yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting that you do that. Oh gosh, what was the question I was going to ask? Well, there was a question here about using the left pedal. Do you have any special use of the left pedal? Do you use it much on the piano?
I use the left pedal a lot. Mm-hmm. A lot. It depends where I'm gonna play. But sometimes I need this sweet sound that you have when you play with the soft pedal, the left pedal. Mm-hmm. I love it because I think it helps you to have more dynamic, and it's just not the dynamic, it's the kind of sound piano. It changes the sound like a little bit sweeter sound. Mm-hmm. And sometimes, for instance, for when I play alone, I use that a lot because I get this soft sound that I love it, and you can play really soft, and with the left pedal, it's help you to make that. And I started to play with the center pedal that I never used. Center pedal, I think very interesting when you are playing alone to left some notes sounding, and here you can make it different stuff, but you keep it that song or whatever. I think it's interesting, the center pedal that almost anybody use, and at least I don't know many piano players who use the center pedal.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, and we had a class with a classical pianist who came on with one of our technicians to give a session explaining. He has a very interesting way to think about the left pedal, and he's very conscious. So there's little grooves. You've probably noticed these little grooves develop in the pedal, but he thinks of it very carefully as not just like an on-off switch. Like you either have it on or you have it off. He explained how he has, I think it was like somewhere between 4 and 6 different positions of how far you push it down to get a slightly different tone out of the notes. Yeah, it was very interesting to hear him talk about it.
Wow, yeah.
So we're at the end of the hour here. Really appreciate you having spent the time with us. I know you're
my pleasure being with you, Ethan. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure, and we'll be in touch, and we'll get something fun together for you to participate in this convention coming up in September.
Yeah.
And is there any last minute things you want to share with us? I know you're spending time with your family today. I think family or friends are over, right?
Yeah,
so we'll make sure you get back to that.
Friends. Yeah. We are here. We're in summertime here in Spain now. We have some guests and some friends, but doesn't matter. I wanted to be with you and with all of you guys, having this conversation. I love it.
Awesome.
I love it.
Well, we really appreciate it. I put some links in the chat there. If people want to sign up for our convention recordings that we had in March, a feedback form, as well as if you want to sign up to get the recordings of these sessions, you can click that final link and sign up to receive those on a weekly basis and direct access to each one of these meetings. So we'll keep everyone updated. I'll be in touch with you, Chano. And like I said, we'll let you go for today and hope to see you again very soon.
Yeah, man. Take care.
Okay.
Be happy. Try to be happy.
Yeah. You too. Good.
Thank you so much for giving us an hour of your time. Remember that you can catch us live online every Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.
That's right. Go to pianotechradio.com to register so you can interact live and ask questions of our guests.
See you next week.